I'm Dr. Kelly Wiesner with Flourish Columbus. This video in our Birth Prep Essentials series looks at some exercises that you can do on the floor as it relates to preparing for the early and late stages of labor. So we're going to start with Chrissy is hanging out over the ball here, and this is such a great position to just help unweight the spine and the belly after a long day at work or just a long day growing a human. So if you don't have a ball at home, I highly recommend getting one. They can be used for so many different things. So here in this position, you're more than welcome to just stay here and unweight those structures. But we also want to take it a step further and work on some of that hip mobility that we've been talking about. So I'm going to have you go into a knees apart, feet together position. And with this, we're going to do kind of full body circles. So moving the pelvis and the body all the way around. So this one's a little bit different than the exercise where you are sitting on the ball, where we're trying to separate the hips and the spine. This one, we're really targeting the mobility of the hips, kind of stretching into those areas. You're gonna wanna go both ways, clockwise and counterclockwise. So with your feet being in this frog position, that is going to help open up your pelvic inlet. So early stage of labor, inlet is opening so baby's head can come and engage into the pelvis, as well as allowing baby space to rotate as needed, if he or she needs to. So as labor progresses and you're moving more towards the later stage, you can do the same exercise, but you're gonna flip and come into that knock-knee position where your knees are closer together, your feet are apart. And you can do your circles here. You can just rotate the ball and go forward and back, kind of into a stretch and a squat position. Again, you'll feel it when you do this, that this back part is opening up here, creating space for baby to come out into the world. This is also a perfectly fine position to birth your baby in. If you are here in this position, laboring, this is going to allow that pelvis to be nice and open. There's plenty of room for your provider to get in there and bring baby into the world. So if you are comfortable here and this feels good for you during labor, this is absolutely a great position to labor in. Balls are great, they're helpful. Again, I always encourage people to practice these different movements throughout your pregnancy so that you can see what feels good for you. All right, so now we're going to show you a couple exercises on the floor without the ball. So we'll get rid of that. And you're going to come into a hands and knees position. So we've talked about before that our pelvis is symmetric and asymmetric. So this next exercise session or set is going to look at some asymmetric movements. So we're going to take one leg and bring it out to the side here. You're keeping your knee bent, and you're just going to do some forward and backward rocking. You can go side to side, you can go forward and back, just kind of opening up those hips, getting a nice good stretch in there. It's going to feel really good. A lot of times in pregnancy, our bodies are hanging on, just figuring out how this is all working. So it's really nice to be able to stretch those tissues and to open them up. You're also going to perform this with your leg out straight to the side, resting on the floor. So again, side to side, forward and back, moving within a range of motion that feels comfortable for you. If you need to go a little bit less, that's okay. You want to make sure that it feels good to your body and you're not stressing it too much. Another thing I like to have my mamas do is get some rotation throughout their trunk and thoracic spine. So you're going to do this by taking the arm that's on the same side as your leg and reaching up towards the sky, and then coming down and wrapping through, getting some nice, beautiful rotation throughout here. This is an awesome exercise with pregnancy as things are growing and stretching. But then this is also a good one to keep in your pocket for postpartum as you're feeding baby and sitting a lot. This is really going to help open up your chest and keep you feeling really good. Good. And then why don't you come back into hands and knees. If this position is bothersome on your wrists, you can take some yoga blocks or something else and just drape your fingers over just like that. That's going to take the pressure off of your wrists in this hands and knees position. So just an option. You can also support yourself on a chair or a couch or something sturdy if that's more comfortable for you. Give these a try. Practice them as your pregnancy progresses in preparation for your labor.